You're listening to the John and Heidi Show. Now, featuring the wit and wisdom of Dan Farris.
Okay, dudes, let's walk this sucker.
On Sunny 93.3.
Sunny 93.3, thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show bonus hour right here on Sunny. And we've got Dan, the man, Farris with us. How you doing, Dan?
John Heidi.
You can make her laugh just by looking at her and saying her name.
How you doing? Well, you know, maybe people know it, maybe not. I have been with
John and Heidi
Sunny Radio since August of last year.
Yeah.
But I've actually known you guys for quite a while.
Oh, yeah.
And
Years.
it became...
He used to pick me up at elementary school. It was great.
and in Heidi's case, it was more of an Amber Alert situation, but we've all gotten over that little scenario. This is a big day today. I don't know if you're aware or not, but this happens to be World Tooth Fairy Day.
Is it really?
Tooth Fairy Day. Did you have a routine with your kids?
Oh, absolutely.
And what did you do exactly?
Man, I pushed a tooth down my daughter's throat once.
Attaboy.
Yeah,
She had a loose tooth, and she didn't want me to touch it. She didn't want me to
of course not.
I was trying to help her.
Sure you were, John.
So she's kind of screaming a little. This actually happened twice.
Listen to this. She's kind of screaming a little.
Screaming. This one was at our house at least. And I pushed on the tooth to see how loose it was, and it fell down her throat.
Oh, my.
Like,
oh, my.
Yeah.
the other one was at Brandon's Steakhouse. I feel so stupid even telling this on the air.
And yet.
We were trying to have dinner. This is, a long time ago.
Oh, God,
10 years
yeah.
at least. 12 years ago. Trying to have dinner, but she couldn't eat anything because she had a loose tooth, and it was really, really loose. And we go back to I said, well, let's just go back here. And we went back to like towards the men's room area because I wanted to wash my hands really good before I tried to pull his tooth out. So I'm taking a screaming child into the men's room, and he's screaming. There's this big ruckus kicking around in there, making a business place. And then she comes out with blood on her hands, running past people, and I'm walking by. Thank God I had the tooth. I'm like, just had a loose tooth. It's just a tooth.
Good Lord.
I know. I thought I was going to be arrested that day.
You should have been arrested that day.
I was just helping her.
You know what's really interesting about the Tooth Fairy, and I didn't know this. Number one, the Tooth Fairy been around since the Middle Ages.
Oh, yeah, a long time.
Which, yeah, that's a good 100 years ago.
It's way more than 100 years ago.
Now, quick question, multiple choice. Tooth Fairy. Is Tooth Fairy male or female?
Female.
Male.
Female.
No, that's actually two perfect answers because to this day, it's never been verified what gender the Tooth Fairy is. It's never been clear. It's never been clear.
Huh.
Isn't that interesting?
In my mind, she's always been female.
You know what? I thought so too, but then I'm kind of reading the history of the Tooth Fairy because I read a lot. That's why I'm the first one in the state of South Dakota recently to know that Sisseton is still owned by France.
You know, I talked to a guy from Sisseton. He is debating that. But
yeah. Hey, bring it on, whoever he is. I'll go toe-to-toe with this guy all day long. Because, again, I'm super well-read, John.
Super something.
The Tooth Fairy, what would the word be? Androgynous? No. What is the word I'm looking for? No gender assigned.
Gender neutral?
To gender, I guess. Yeah.
Yes.
Tooth Fairy,
He or she.
Yeah, which is why, what's his name? The Rock played the Tooth Fairy in a movie.
Yeah, that was cool.
And pulled it off, because who's going to argue with The Rock being the Tooth Fairy?
The Rock is in every movie lately, too, by the way. I don't know if you noticed that.
Yeah,
Bruce Willis was that guy for a while. Like, every movie you'd watch it, you're like, oh, Bruce Willis is in this?
Is the Tooth Fairy?
No, I mean, he was just a character in, like, every movie for a while.
Well, it's just going to get more
Rock.
confusing, because the Tooth Fairy has no assigned gender, and now, as we are well aware, if you are woke, as I am, there are now technically in the United States of America 547 different genders. So,
really?
Mix and match them, go nuts, man. Have a ball. That's why we're here. Woo! That's what I'm talking about. So happy Tooth Fairy Day.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show bonus hour. His name is Dan Farris. We've got doing manly things in a manly fashion coming your way.
Yeah, we do.
You're listening to the John and Heidi Show. Now, featuring the wit and wisdom of Dan Farris.
Excuse me, haven't I seen you on the MTV?
On Sunny 93.3.
Sunny 93.3, thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Farris. It's time now for Manly Men doing manly things in a manly fashion.
We're men among men and manly men, yes, manly men are we. We're men among manly men men are we.
You know, I think about this a lot because I have to find information for this particular segment of the show.
Yeah.
And I start thinking, a lot of these things can go either way. Women should know a lot of this stuff too.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, even kids for that matter. But actually, I'll make it a point, just one little thing, just primarily for women.
Okay.
And it has to do with mascara. You wear mascara, Heidi?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And the stuff tends to dry out, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, you don't have to throw it away. We get some little like contact solution, something like that. When that brush starts to get dry, the mascara starts getting a little flaky. A couple drops on the brush, a couple drops right in the little bottle of mascara. Shake it, bake it, man. You're good to go. Okay. Wow.
Is that your manly tip?
Woo! No, we're going to talk about you should be able to navigate with a map and a compass.
Oh, yeah.
A map
I
and
can rock
a
that
compass.
map and compass combo.
GPS is great, but you ain't in your SUV when you're lost in the woods or you've been airdropped over the rainforest because a drug deal went bad. I have no idea
We've
where that particular scene came from, but there you have it.
Here's a struggle. I know.
Must be your Asian gang days.
When I was with an Asian gang many years ago.
So that's where nowadays a lot of people think, oh, I don't need to know anything because I've got a phone and on my phone will do it all for me. What if your phone battery goes dead?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What if you don't have service where this happens
That's
to be?
why a lot of these Manly Men tips are kicking it old school.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're tried and true, and you never know when you're going to be in a situation where you have to revert back to that stuff.
Absolutely.
So, and it's mentioned right here in the information, John, just like you said. Sure, we got phones, sure, we got Google Maps, got all that stuff. But again, you're in a situation where that stuff's dead on arrival. Simple compass, little map.
Or what if you're in an end of the world type of a situation and everything's down?
Yeah.
Could lose the whole grid and you're stuck with a map.
Well,
the whole darn grid.
The whole grid.
So this is what I think.
what are we preparing
would
for?
be nice.
Well, we certainly won't have any trail mix if it happens.
Here's the challenge. Because I couldn't convince anybody to bring a leaf blower into the butterfly house. I was offering $50 for somebody to do it.
Thank you for not doing that, by the way.
If you would, just find yourself a nice survival knife, a compass, a map. I don't care what map you get. Make it a Sicilian, which, and that map's from France, so you maybe won't understand it. And just hit survival mode, man. Start walking the trails on the Big Sioux and see what happens.
Let's wait till it warms up before
Yeah.
we do that.
No, I want it to happen right now.
We find some frozen person with a little note on their corpse that said this was Dan Farris's idea.
Yeah, another with a loincloth and a sunny radio tattoo.
No, do not.
There's going to be questions.
Don't do that. It's a bad plan. This has been Manly Man doing manly things in a manly fashion. I don't know how manly any of that was, but we're gonna move forward.
Man up.
We've got water cooler talk coming your way. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show bonus hour on Sunny.
We're men among manly men are we. Come on, men, let's kill it. What are we, women?
You're listening to the John and Heidi Show, now featuring the wit and wisdom of Dan Farris
You heard it on your Walkman radio?
on Sunny 93.3.
Sunny 93.3. Thank you so much for listening to Water Cooler Talk, brought to you by Aqua One with Mr. Dan Farris in the studio here. What do we got today, Mr. Farris?
John.
Yeah?
Heidi. This is going to be huge.
All right.
If you recall, a month or so back, we did tip our collective toes into the waters of helping name the two new schools coming online in Sioux Falls.
Everybody did appreciate the names, by the way. They just didn't use them.
No, of course not.
Yeah, but they appreciated them.
Of course not.
But we have ended up with Jefferson High School
Which
I
is
like that.
good.
and Ben Riefel Middle School.
I like that. That's
Yeah.
cool.
Well, now I just watched the superintendent give a little presser on, now we're going to need mascots and we're going to need school colors. And they're actually going to let the students
Oh, hey.
Oh, that's a good idea.
do that.
Jefferson
but of course,
Starships.
See, we're already set.
It should be.
I don't care what they pick for Jefferson. It is Starship.
It should be. It has to be.
Starships.
Because the only other, really, when you think about it, anyway, in this neck of the woods, the only other real notable Jefferson is Jefferson Bus Lines. And I don't know what that mascot would look like.
A big bus.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Jefferson Bus Lines.
I don't see that working out, really.
Okay, and the colors, I think, for Jefferson, the Starships, should be red, white, and blue.
I think so, too.
I love that.
Just because those are cool, and those were my high school colors.
Yeah.
Neil A. Armstrong High School, home of the Fighting Falcons, red, white, and blue.
Nice.
We were amazing.
See, growing up, I was one of the Huron Tigers. We were orange and black.
Which is interesting, because Huron has that giant chicken statue.
Oh, it's a pheasant.
That, whatever.
That chicken.
Looks like, well, not a good-looking pheasant, I'll
The
tell you
Huron
that.
pheasants is what we should have been?
Yeah,
Yeah, that probably would have made more sense.
the Huron chickens.
I've never.
We were the tornadoes,
sound
and our
like
colors were
tornadoes.
green and white for some reason, because all tornadoes are green,
and white?
Yes.
Wow, New York Jets colors.
Yeah, I'm not sure where that
interesting.
came from, but
Okay, then the Ben Riefel Middle School, same thing. I like, for some reason, but I like Jets because you got Ben. So then you got Benny and the Jets. Right?
There you go.
Right? And their uniforms could be like feather boas, big rhinestone sunglasses.
Yeah, you could have like a piano.
That
straight
would be
tie.
amazing. Their marching band would be awesome.
Or you think, and it's tough to be a
Only
marching band with a piano.
grand piano. 4 kids just to haul the piano.
Or the one I always fall back on, the Ben Rifle, Thunder Monkeys.
The Thunder Monkeys.
Thunder Monkeys. By
I
the
do
way,
like that.
If they do choose to go with Thunder Monkeys, Sunny Radio will underwrite all of their uniforms. We'll take care of them.
Well, is this being recorded, John? What?
I'm saying, I'm putting it on the record. If they choose to be the Ben Rifle Thunder Monkeys, which you know they're not going to.
But they really should. How fun is that? And they're middle schoolers.
And if they do, where in the world are we coming up with the funding for Thunder Monkey
Hey,
uniforms?
we'll have them sponsored. We'll have patches all over the back.
Like NASCAR drivers.
Middle school kids going out to play.
Not hard to do, Heidi.
Football.
You use child labor. Works great in Taiwan.
We'll get them through funkymonkeyshirts.com.
100 more shirts right now. Let's do it.
I think this whole thing is a bad idea. But are we done with that?
You know what? I think, let me see. Names, mascots. Yeah.
That's it.
Yep, I think
we were
good.
done 3 minutes ago before we just put us in a pickle there.
Well, Heidi and I both just kind of looked at you and then backed away.
It's like I'm out on the ledge.
Horrified.
Let's do this. Where's everybody? All right. I don't think that's going to happen. I really doubt they're going to go with Thunder Monkeys. If they do, I got some splaining to do. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show. Coming up, we've got Jeff Harding from Prairie Real Estate Group. And then on the way, we have entertainment news of the day. Also coming up next hour, we have a guest. We're going to be chatting with a gentleman from the American Legion, talking about all of the different things they do at the American Legion in Sioux Falls. A lot of fun stuff coming up this morning.
You're listening to the John and Heidi Show. Now, featuring the wit and wisdom of Dan Farris.
What is that thing you're doing?
It's technical. It's one of our little toys.
On Sunny 93.3.
Sunny 93.3, time now for entertainment news of the day with Mr. Dan Farris.
His liberties are fabulous. You know, and it just goes without saying that's the cycle of life. If you recall last week, we had kind of a little downer segment of this when
We lost a monkey.
Peter Tork of Monkey fame
Yes.
passed away at 77.
Yeah.
And this is kind of the same thing. And these were, you know, I was a big fan growing up as a kid. Beverly Owen has passed away. Do you know who Beverly Owen
Munsters.
is? Yes.
Oh,
Exactly.
yeah.
The
I
actress
love
who
the
played
Munsters.
Marilyn Munster on the iconic 60s sitcom The
Weren't there
Munsters.
2 different Marilyn
There
Munsters?
were.
There were.
I was going to say,
Beverly Owen was the original.
okay, I would say I thought that was exactly the case.
The original. And quite frankly, I was just a little kid, but I had a crush on her.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, she
was
was
adorable.
beautiful.
Absolutely
Yeah.
beautiful. And I wanted, for the longest time, I wanted a dragon under the steps in my house.
Really?
Yeah,
I never wanted that.
Wouldn't that be cool?
Eddie had one.
Yeah.
Spot.
Spot.
Which was very nice. Beverly was 81 years of age, and the actor Patrick, who played Eddie Munster,
Yeah.
in that series, actually sent out something kind of nice. Said, "Beautiful Beverly Owen has left us," he wrote. "What a sweet soul. I had the biggest crush on her. Rest in peace, Bev, and thanks for your 13 memorable Marilyn Munster episodes," which means she did an entire season, 13
Nice.
episodes. So,
Well, that's really cool that Eddie sent that out.
yeah, kind of nice. And she passed away in Vermont, and she was 81 years old, survived by 2 daughters, Polly and Kate. So there you have it.
We should
Celebrity
have
news.
some sort of
I
upbeat
absolutely
something
loved that show. I watched that
great.
show all the time.
The thing that was fascinating, the Munsters came out the same exact season at the same time as the Addams Family, and they both ran for
They
the
were
same
both
period
great.
of time.
They were both great, but I was more of a Munsters person
Both
than the
had
Addams
totally
Family.
different vibes.
Yeah, I loved the Addams Family too, but if I had to choose, I always chose the
I
Munsters.
thought maybe you guys would both be big fans of the Addams Family because of all the snapping they do.
Lots of snapping. Oh, Herman Munster, played by Fred Gwynn, I believe his name.
Yes.
Loved
the actor.
him.
Okay, now picture that. Picture Herman Munster and how goofy he was.
Yeah.
Da-da-da. Then flash decades ahead to the guy who played the judge in the movie My Cousin Vinny.
Well, and he was
That's him.
He was in
Pet
Pet
Sematary.
Cemetery.
Yeah, he was
the
also,
neighbor.
I believe he was also in Car 54. Where
Yeah.
Are
Yes,
You?
he was.
Grandpa were both in that.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, Grandpa was as well.
Fascinating stuff.
going to get some more fun stuff to talk about here. Actually, we're all done with entertainment news. It's time for you to leave. You need to go, Dan.
Wow, I'm being booted. I don't blame him. I would have thrown me out long ago.
But we do have a Dear John letter coming up, and I'm actually going to do a Dear John letter. The last 2 weeks, I've been kind of just pawning it off to other people. Had these experts that were answering letters for me.
Yeah, it's not the same.
It's back to us. We gotta.
Yeah, that's okay.
Got to do the hard work this week. So we got a Dear John letter coming up. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Mr. Dan Farris. Bye, Dan.
Hey, thanks, guys.
You're listening to the John and Heidi Show. Now, with an extra hour of fun, featuring the wit and wisdom of Dan Farris on Sunny 93.3.